from a mental disease that couldn't let me concentrate for too long. You know, treatments these days, they are more and more expensive, like they're going to save your life, but they don't. I decided to work in an office to earn more money to buy me a treatment, but it was a bad idea because the stress and the problems from the office got me even ill. Luckily, the people that I once made happy heard about my retirement, and trust me, they are simple people, some rich, some poor, but they donated money from their souls. And this is the most impressive thing I've ever seen, because nowadays few people care about others too. After this, I can tell you I finally figured out the meaning of life. It's all about the good things. They always come back. Even if they're small gestures, they can change your life. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alexandra. We have Mr. Mureșanu and then Vlad Nedelescu, yes? Okay, so for those of you who can't see the stage and or are nearsighted, here's a nice phone for Dr. Seuss. Help her pass it along and the cat in the head.
De la cine?
The cat in the head. Pasează. Doctor?
Unde-i care?
Ei, ia una! Ia lui tata, mă moară, dacă o să What, dude? I feel like I'm being watched. Creepy. Well, those judgmental eyes. I feel like they're burning holes in the back of my head. Kinda like a laser beam. Man, I really want a laser pistol right now. What? Oh, what? No, yeah, so I see. So, the voices in my head, they just told me an old German quote. Hey, shut up, the audience, please. Sometimes I think they're Nazis. Not to be stereotypical or something or racist. They sometimes say stuff like Zeke Highland, other related things. Not now, though, not now. Shut up. Now they want me to formulate thoughts with their quote as a starting point. Oh, head, spend, foolish voices, I'll tell you what I had. I had 3 lives in Mario, and I spent them all on fruitless attempts at getting all the coins. Stupid mistake, but think of all those coins. Those shiny, marvelous coins. All the points they're worth. Well, I also had some bottle caps, but that's another story. What are you saying? Saved, lost. Those are big words, voices. I hope you know what you're doing. Yes, I know I saved a lot in my life. Like about 125 gigabytes. And then the computer crashed and I lost everything. Kids, do yourselves a favor, and next time you create a game, save file to a backup. Please. I also saved money for laptops and games. Well, I lost that all. The nice friendly man in the white lab coat came to take me away. I still don't know why though. It's not like I have a gaming problem. Come on, jump! Straight into the lava pit. What do you mean pay attention? I'm very focused. What? Ow! Stop it. What was that for? Stupid voices. Oh, what you saying? Oh, the last words? Make haste. Alright. Last words. Gave? Have? Oh, you know I never really gave much in my life. Well, except money to the electrical company. But they gave me electricity, so it's fair game. Except for how much they charged me. Well, what do you mean that doesn't count? Well, I also gave Margie some coffee cups. And got some Wonder Glue in exchange. Oh, what do you mean forget it? What? Drop it? What? What? Hey, where are you? Stupid voices, they never tell me anything. Is that the sound of a computer being turned on I hear? Is that Minesweeper?
H25B, time to take your skills.
No. Anyone want some Prozac?
No.
Here with that, okay? What was that? You don't want to say the Prozac.
Thank you very much, Christina. Ladne the next and then the two minutes, yes?
Okay, where's the cat?
Lasciavi l'alfabeto.
Cat hat.
It's the other way around.
Quello lo siamo.
It doesn't really matter.
Facciamo come l'alfabeto meglio.
You autistic slut.
It's a rule. I'm sorry. Virgin minutes, yes.
So, I'm sure most people are bored by old men's stories, but just for the hell of it, I'm going to tell you mine. You know, I moved to America a few years after the war ended. When it all began in '38, I was young and all I could think of was drinking and girls. We didn't know about the problems in Russia at that time. I mean, all we cared about was fun. When we finally realized that the Germans were all up in our houses, we got drafted and got like 1 rifle and 4 men. I was lucky my dad was a hunter, so I got his hunting rifle. And so I went to war with a hunting rifle. At first, the only things we could think of were to steal as much as we could, because everything we had we lost when the Germans first came and destroyed pretty much everything we had. So when we marched for Berlin, every single village we went through, we steal everything we could. Money, took the food from the villagers, and we finally reached Berlin. We won. I was lucky to be the few alive. But when we came back, we were ambushed, and all the things we got were lost. Money, clothes, weapons from the Germans. We literally had nothing but the clothes on our backs. And we had to march on foot from Berlin to Moscow. When we got there, we got sent to the judge for war crimes. Nobody believed that we just tried to help our families back home that didn't have anything. And so we lost everything we saved while fighting. In prison, we finally realized that the only thing we had were our families, which lived because we gave our sweat and blood to fight for them.
Thank you very much, Virgil. We have Partea Georgia, and then Vlad. Vlad Nedolescu, and then Partea Georgia. And then Citu Sabu.
Well, I believe everybody has friends. We have normal friends, which are normal. We have naughty friends, which always try to steal your sandwich. We have weird friends. Well, weird friends are the most interesting because, at least for me, they are the most interesting because they never tell you everything that they know. Such a weird friend was, I found such a weird friend when I first moved on to London, on the streets of New Hampton, if I recall correctly. And this guy was named Otis, and he was living on the streets. He was a 12-year-old boy. He was living on the streets and didn't actually know what his purpose in life was. He seemed to want more. He seemed to want to make friends. He didn't have any friends. So I started talking to him. He told me his story. He was homeless since he was born, and never had somebody give anything to him. Well, time passed by, and me and Otis formed a good bond, as I can say. And one day I remember that I met him on the streets, and he told me that he got a job, which was really big for him. He started working. He started getting money. He rented a place in which he would stay, and he stood in that place until he got enough money. He didn't want to go back on the streets again. He kept gathering money until he got a place on his own. He lived then his own life. He didn't have in the meantime, I was his own friend, his one friend. And he was cheap. I can say he was a very cheap man because he didn't want to get back in the streets again, so he never formed another bond with somebody that could ever steal his money. He became to be very rich at some point, and one day he found out that he was ill, and he called me that day and told me that he was a very sad person that did nothing in his life.
Hai mă întâlnit aici. Mă uit să văd dacă am făcut toate și chestia. Ia-ți-o pe asta, cu telefonul ca să răcească aparatul. Da, vedem.
Finally, I'm going to show them who's the boss in here. What? Why are you looking at me like this? It's not my fault. I'm not the bad guy here. Well, just let me explain, okay? So, I'm Nina, and I worked for 10 years for CIA. In the beginning, I wasn't the best, but I always been the most hardworking. So, after a while, CIA was already involving in small missions, and they saw what I really could do. Yeah, and you know, I was doing my job, stealing files, murdering people, and coming back. And after that, they were involving me in very important things, but the same story. And I was coming back from that mission, and everybody was just saying, yeah, good job, Nina, it seems you survived again. And I was like, yeah, thanks. And I knew the enemy in their corporation, it was me. So they were so jealous in my work, they thought maybe one day somebody will get rid of me. Yay, I know, very nice. When their jealousy was very, very big, they sent me to FBI. And here, the same story, until one day, when their jealousy come back again, my boss told me about an urgent mission. Yeah, I know, very nice. I had my things to do, but you know, job is more important. And once again, I said yes. I arrived at the secret location, followed the instruction, and after that, I realized it was a trap. They sent me the best agents to kill me. Yeah, I know, very nice. But there was only one thing they forgot. I was the best. So I killed all my targets, and then I simply escaped. The second day, I returned to my boss, and I told him, you are smart, but I'm smarter, and I just quit. And so after everything I did for my country, every single moment of life thing I lost, I gave them all I had. And now I have absolutely nothing. So I'm gonna show them who's the boss in here. They can't mess with me. I'm Nina.
They did shit.